Part 41. The Messenger's Retrospect. The blood-stained trace of Swedes and Geatmen, the death rush of war men widely was noticed, how the folks with each other feud did awaken. The worthy one went then with well-beloved comrades, old and dejected, to go to the fastness. Ongentheow Earl upward then turned him. Of Higelac battle he'd heard on inquiry. The exultant one's prowess despaired of resistance with earls of the ocean to be able to struggle against sea-going sailors to save the hoard treasure, his wife and his children. He fled after thenceward old neath the earth wall. Then was offered pursuance to the braves of the Swedemen, the banner to Higelac. They fared then forth o'er the field of protection, when the wrestling heroes hedgeward had thronged them. Then with edges of iron was Ongentheow driven, the grey-haired, to tarry, that the troop ruler had to suffer the power solely of Eofor. Wulf then wildly with weapon assaulted him, Whonred his son, that for swinge of the edges the blood from his body burst out in currents forth neath his hair. He feared not, however, grey-headed Skilfing, but speedily quieted the wasting wound-stroke with worse exchange, when the king of the Thane troop thither did turn him. The wise-mooted son of Whonred was powerless to give a return blow to the age-hoary man, but his head-shielding helmet first hewed he to pieces, that flecked with gore perforce he did totter, fell to the earth. Not fey was he yet then, but up did he spring, though an edge wound had reached him. Then Higelac's vassal, valiant and dauntless, when his brother lay dead, made his broad-bladed weapon, giant sword ancient, defence of the giants, bound o'er the shield wall. The folk prince succumbed then, shepherd of people, was pierced to the vitals. There were many attendants who bound up his kinsman, carried him quickly when occasion was granted, that the place of the slain they were suffered to manage. This pending, one hero plundered the other, his armour of iron from Ongentheow ravished, his hard sword hilted and helmet together. The old one's equipments he carried to Higelac. He the jewels received, and rewards mid the troopers graciously promised, and so did accomplish. The king of the Weders requited the war rush, Hrethel's descendant, when home he repaired him. To Eofor and Wulf, with wide lavish treasures, to each of them granted 100 of thousands in land and rings wrought out of wire. None upon mid-earth needed to twit him with the gifts he gave them when glory they conquered. And to Eofor then gave he his one only daughter, the honour of home, as an earnest of favour. That's the feud and hatred, as ween I 'twill happen, the anger of earthmen, that earls of the Swedemen will visit on us, when they hear that our leader lifeless is lying, he who long time protected his hoard and kingdom against hating assailers, who on the fall of the heroes defended of yore the deed mighty Skildings, did for the troopers what best did avail them, and further, moreover, hero deeds accomplished. Now is haste most fitting, that the lord of liegemen we look upon yonder, and that one carry on journey to death pyre, who ring presents gave us. Not aught of it all shall melt with the brave one. There's a mass of bright jewels, gold beyond measure, gruesomely purchased, and ending it all ornament rings too, bought with his life. These fire shall devour, flame shall cover, no earlman shall wear a jewel memento, nor beautiful virgin have on her neck rings to adorn her. But wretched in spirit, bereaved of gold gems, she shall oft with others be exiled and banished, since the leader of liegemen hath laughter forsaken, mirth and merriment. Hence many a war spear, cold from the morning, shall be clutched in the fingers, heaved in the hand. No heart music's sound shall waken the warriors, but the wan-coated raven, fain over fay, once freely shall gabble. Shall say to the eagle how he sped in the eating, when the wolf his companion he plundered the slain. So the high-minded hero was rehearsing these stories loathsome to hear. He lied as to few of weirds and of words. All the war troop arose then, 'neath the eagle's cape sadly betook them, weeping and woeful, the wonder to look at. They saw in the sand then, soulless a lying, his slaughter bed holding, him who rings had given them in days that were done. Then the death-bringing moment was come to the good one, the king very warlike, wielder of wetters, with wonder death perished. First they beheld there a creature more wondrous, the worm on the field, in front of them lying, the foeman before them. The fire-spewing dragon, ghostly and grisly, guessed in his terrors, was scorched in the fire. As he lay there he measured 50 of feet, came forth in the night time to rejoice in the air, thereafter departing to visit his den. He in death was then fastened. He would joy in no other earth-hollowed caverns. There stood round about him beakers and vessels, dishes were lying, and dear-valued weapons, with iron rust eaten. As in earth's mighty bosom 1,000 of winters, there they had rested. At mighty bequest then with magic was guarded, gold of the ancients, that earlmen not any the ring hall could touch, save ruling God only. Sooth king of victories gave whom he wished to. He is earth folk's protector, to open the treasure, e'en to such among mortals as seemed to him proper.